Hey everybody, I'm Tom. Welcome to the channel. Today we're headed out to Porsche of North Houston to meet with Cyrus and finalize or just go over the build, check out the paint samples and the leather samples because I haven't seen this color in person or the leather. We'll check out the inventory of the dealership. It's 7:30 in the morning. It's just hopefully I'm going to beat all the traffic. It's about a 3-hour drive to get to Houston. Like I said in my past videos, Porsche of Austin and Porsche of South Austin didn't have an allocation for a Cross Turismo, so I had to go to Houston. Well, we made it here at Porsche of North Houston. We're going to be going up to the fitting room located on the second floor in a few minutes to meet with Cyrus, the sales representative here. He's a great guy. He's going to go over all the options and the color samples. Up to the fitting room. Here's the fitting room behind me. We're gonna step inside and go through the build. Exciting times.
Burkard. I work at Porsche North Houston. I've been in the car business for right at 8 years now. I've owned tons of cars, huge car guy. So love doing this and going over, building customers' dream cars.
So Cyrus, why don't you walk us through the build room here? I'm sorry, I got it wrong.
The fitting lounge?
The fitting lounge.
This fitting lounge is a little bit bigger than most. So this one, we actually have a lot more pallets just because we've been around since 2010. So this one's a little bit different. We have a ton more options to go through. If you're doing CXX or special wishes, we do have everything to look
Now, explain special wishes. What is that?
So special wishes, that's a separate factory from Porsche. So you'll set up if you get accepted for CXX or special wishes, the Porsche will, you'll be with, directly with the factory, and you can pretty much do anything you really want. So different stitching, different colors. You can do a custom color, pretty much the world that you can do on your car.
Now, is there certain production windows where you'd have to have something like that?
Not necessarily production windows. You just have to be accepted. If you have to put in your, I want to do special wishes CXX, and then they will say, yes, we can do it, or no, we cannot. Same thing with paint sample as well.
Now, is that limited to certain models of cars?
No, you can do that to any model.
To any model.
Any model. Obviously, the 911s are a little bit harder to get the special wishes for CXX. So if you're doing a Macan or a Cayenne, a little bit easier to do there.
Oh, so we might even be able to do it with this car.
You could if you want to. Yeah, it might get, so when you do request that, it does push the build date back. It could be, I've seen it 2 months to 8 months to a year. So
my only thought was purple sky thread for the...
Yeah, and you could, the only thing is that once you kind of go down that path, they kind of make up the price. So I really don't know what prices will be.
Oh, I got you.
So again, when you do get down that path, they kind of make the pricing and that kind of what, they pretty much say, hey, this is what it will cost if you want to do that.
And give me a little overview of our paint finishes and the interior features, all the little samples here. Is this like the current model year, or is this?
This is all mixed in with everything. So we do we try and keep with the most modern colors, exterior colors on the walls. So we have a few new colors. We have the Spirit 70. I forgot the green they call it right there. Then we have the new shade green metallic. So we do keep as much as we can of the new colors up top. Now, if you do want to go down the path of paint to sample, we do have a swatch that you can go down and you see all the paint to sample colors, etc.
So here's all the leather samples and paint samples.
Okay, so starting off your kind of build, you want the Taycan 4S Cross Turismo. fantastic option. I love the Taycans a lot. Of they do get a bad rep, but I owned one for a year and a half. Absolutely love it. So have you driven one? You've test driven one?
Yeah, I've test driven one.
Okay. The 2024 or?
I think it was a 2024.
Okay.
2024. So, and it was the 4S Cross Turismo. It reminded me of a 911.
So we're going to the purple gray metallic, or sorry, not the purple sky metallic. Sorry.
This is a fantastic color.
Mm-hmm. I like this one because it's a little bit more, has a hint of blue in there. So some of the purples are very purple. So if you look at like an ultraviolet, very, very purple. This one has like a little bit of.
Yeah, when you like, I don't know if that'll show up on camera, but even then, like when you tilt it, now this looks blue.
Correct.
Blue. And so does this. This looks really blue, but then you tilt it again.
Purple.
And it's purple.
And then it does have a metallic flake in there as well. So like if you shine like a light on it, you can see kind of the metallic flake popping. So obviously when you get it out to see all the metallic flake, it'll really pop when you get it out to, in the sun and everything like that, which is good. So purple sky metallic. And then for wheel options, fantastic wheel options when it comes to the Taycans. Now, obviously they're going to want to default you to the 19s just because they're going to be the most aerodynamic. So anytime you look at Taycans, if the wheels, the more spokes you go, the less range, but I haven't really seen a correlation with that very much. But these do get you more range if you go with the 19s or the ones that have not so many spokes.
Yeah, and I'm only thinking of the 19-inch wheel just because I want to be able to drive onto farmers' fields and I want to have a more sidewall on the tire.
So going down to interiors, so obviously they come standard with leather. Now, when it comes to Porsches, when you go to like the leather interiors, you're just getting more leather. So obviously when it comes standard, you're gonna have a little bit less leather. So it'd be the seats, steering wheel. It won't have the dash or won't have the door panel. So you're paying more for more leather. That's the easiest way to explain it.
Right. So I'm looking at the, I guess the chalk in black.
Yep. Nice two-tone. Chalk is always a nice color, especially living in Texas. It's a little bit lighter. Yeah. And again, this is all real leather, so they clean up very easily. Use condition, leather conditioner, and again, they'll clean up very easily. Yeah, this leather seems different than the leather in the Cayman that I had. It seems thicker, richer. Yeah, I know they've changed throughout the years. The technology's changed as well, because I know in the older Porsches that they tend to have cracking or, extensive wear. These, what they're doing now, the technology's changed so much. I really haven't seen much of, let's just say the wear or tear on them, as long as you take care of them. All right, so now what I like to do is I like to go to the packages first, just because I like to look at, so you got the, obviously the premium package. Premium package is gonna come with kind of the must-haves that I always kind of recommend to my clients. So the 14-way adjustable seats, upgraded Bose sound system, adaptive cruise control, ventilated front seats, heads-up display. This does have the thermally and noise insulated glass. So I had that on my Taycan, I really recommend it just because the acoustics of the stereo, it's kind of a must-have, I would say.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for also.
And then you get the surround view, and then you do get the soft door close. So this is kind of something that, I always recommend when it comes to the Taycans. So there's other packages you can do if you want to do the off-road package. So the off-road package is going to give you a little bit more, a different front fascia. Ground clearance is going to be increased about 10 millimeters. So if you do see a value in that, if you do plan on going to more rural places, then absolutely I would consider that. But really, I think the car is pretty capable as it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So another thing you could do the performance package. So I would recommend at least the performance. I think it comes standard with the performance battery. But this is going to come with the rear-axle steering, the Sport Chrono package, Porsche Torque Vectoring Plus, and then pedals in aluminum. So if you do want to do the performance package, that is some option that you can consider as well.
Yeah, that's actually because I wanted to choose those options anyway. So.
Okay. Yeah. So. And then you can always adjust if you want the Sport Chrono package with the push to pass. You can do the compass. You can do Porsche Design sub-second clock. I recommend just doing with the push to pass personally. You can do the compass if you want the compass. It just depends on if you want a clock in the center or a compass. It's gonna be the biggest thing. So compass will look like this.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. All right. So now that we have kind of all the packages, I kind of like to go through. Go up a little bit and kind of do exterior logos, decals. So different things you can kind of do. This is going to be more personal taste and preference. So some of the things I like to do, so you can do a deletion. So I would always do let's see, like this Porsche right here, you can do different colors. I always like the kind of the satin black, a little bit more of a shadow look. You can do, let's see. So you can also do something like this that I always like doing. It's kind of a shadow look. So the Taycan 4S right here is going to be in the exterior color. So it'll still show Taycan 4S, but it's going to be in the purple sky metallic. So it kind of like looks like a shadowy look. This is going to be kind of the roof where you can kind of adjust how much light is coming through. Super cool roof. Again, it is a pricey option, but this is going to be something if you see a value in it. I've always kind of liked it, but again, it is a $3,500 option.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pass on that one too.
And then are you wanting roof rails on it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do you want them in the aluminum or you want them black aluminum?
I think the black aluminum. Yeah, I was playing around with this at home. And I think even when you choose the aluminum ones, there's still a little piece of black.
Okay.
Like that supports that, the roof rail. Like if you change it, I think you'll see. Yeah,
there's a little bit of black right there.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of black. It's not like the whole thing is silver.
I wouldn't go aluminum because it kind of clashes with the car.
Yeah.
So I think definitely the black would be the way to go on this one. All right, so now I'm going to performance. So we already have rear axle steering, Porsche torque vectoring. So I have driven a car with the Porsche Active Ride. Super cool, super, it is a different driving experience I've ever had. But again, this is something that you got to commit to it because it's a $7,800 option. So fantastic. It's just if you see a value in practically $8,000 having that Active Ride.
I think it's a great thing, but it's only been, what, 2 years in production now?
I think so. Europe got it in 2023 or 24. I can't remember. So it's only been about a year and a half. So I don't know the reliability of it long term or anything like that. So
that's really what I'm thinking because I really plan on keeping the car probably. I typically have kept cars 4 to 7 years, Porsches. So
I just don't know what the maintenance would be like after 7 years. Kind of
I'm thinking the air suspension, and then I come from a construction background, and every time I see hydraulics, they all start failing it. Just like the air suspension, like you're going to have to replace those bladders at some point. And I think that'll be cheaper than trying to because I know when you try to repair construction equipment, the hydraulics, it's like crazy money.
So I wouldn't want to know what the servicing bill would be on that. So Sport Chrono we already got in the premium package above. So the only other thing for performance that we can kind of adjust would be obviously the different brakes. So I don't think you need the carbon ceramic brakes. It's kind of you can do the Porsche the surface coated brakes. That's always a cool little option if you want to do that.
Yeah. Actually, there's another YouTuber out there, Savage Geese. I don't know if you ever heard of that channel.
I haven't heard of that channel.
So they did I think their video is like 3 years old, and they worked with Porsche engineers, and because the car has the regenerative braking, so you're actually not even on the brake rotors initially.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Right? So you might not even have any dust.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like my Taycan, you'll feel it. It's when the brakes actually kick on, you really feel it. Yeah. So it's going to be regenerative, but if you're really getting on the brakes, that's when the brakes kick on.
That's when you feel it.
So, but yeah, I don't think even with the regular steel brakes, I don't think.
I had carbon ceramics on my Cayman.
Oh wow, that's very rare back in the day. Very rare.
And they were actually too aggressive for the car. I can't tell you how many times I think I hit my head on the steering wheel once. Yeah. Because somebody pulled out and I stepped on them and they just grabbed.
Yeah, the carbon. They're fantastic brakes. You just don't want to replace them.
But there was no dust. It was so easy keeping that car clean.
Yeah, that is the one thing that is nice.
There was no brake dust.
The good thing for the Taycan as well, you won't have much brake dust either. So that's the good news. So the only one thing that you consider is that it does come with the red brake calipers. So you can always do like a black, make it look a little bit, if you don't want any of the red or anything like that. It makes it look a little bit, it depends on kind of what the look you're going for.
I like the red.
You like the red? Okay.
I like a little red in there.
Yeah. So now I know you mentioned that you wanted to do a deviated stitching inside the vehicle as well. And you wanted to do chalk, correct, of the deviated stitching?
I wanted to do chalk.
Okay.
And then, but I have a question maybe about a Tacoma beige.
Okay.
Like, you wouldn't have a sample that has that. You know, I'm wondering how that would be, because there's also like interior accents.
Yeah, it would look very similar to that.
Oh, I see. Oh, that's cute. So you can see the white.
Yeah, that's all. So this isn't the exact beige, but for stitching, it's gonna be very, very close to this.
Right.
Now the leathers, that's where you can notice a difference. But when it comes to stitching, it's gonna be hard to tell the difference between different beiges.
All right. So what we'd have to do here is, like, this is what we would have, right?
Mm.
You wouldn't have that neodyme. There's like a
Ooh, yeah,
neodyme.
the gold. Let's see. I know I've seen it. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
I was only asking because I saw a car online that was black and it had that neodyne accents, and it had that beige seat belts, and it, you know, you can't tell by the photo, but it looked like it was a very close match to the neodyne accents.
Yes, neodyne is very gold, very, very gold. So I don't know if I have it here. Let's see. I might have to just find a car with it because I'm not seeing any of the neodyne accents.
Oh, so we might have to go take a little walk.
Yeah, we might have to find a car because I'm not seeing the neodyne anywhere. Seen it before.
Well, at the moment, I'm just going to go with the chalk.
Chalk, okay.
Just because it matches.
I think that's a fantastic choice.
Leather.
All right, so, and you wanted to do the neodyne, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
See, and that's where that was my question. Like, if this beige, I mean, I know it's like just kind of holding it up there, but when you do that, you can see it's like a very similar.
Yeah. And I think you could definitely do something like that if you want to. But I don't think you can go wrong with chalk either.
Yeah, maybe I'll just play it safe.
Just because the last thing I want, if the car comes here and the beige doesn't match, you can't really go back, versus the chalk at least matches the chalk.
Yeah.
You know, so that's something I would recommend.
Yeah, I'm thinking of my old Cayman because it was the beige and black, but the stitching was the beige.
Mm-hmm. So these, like the bespoke dorsal guards, so if you wanted to do something to where, like some of my clients have done it to where you can personalize this. You can add like a drawing, like if your kids have a drawing, like if they've added stuff like that. So
really?
This is kind of you can really do, pretty much very custom if you want to do something like that. So. And
then what does that custom dorsal, what does that do to the delivery schedule?
It might, depending on, so it has to get accepted by Porsche. And then it might get pushed back a little bit, but I don't think maybe 30 days. It just depends. That's
just a question for future viewers, anybody who wants to do something like that.
Yeah, and again, if we put it in, sometimes we'll say, hey, it's going to take about an extra month or 2 months. So you'll know pretty quickly if you did want to do something like that. So going to the assisted systems, we pretty much have all the assisted systems already just when we did the premium package. The only other thing you can add is night vision, but again, with being in Texas, it has to be, I think, 85 degrees or below to work. So sometimes in the summertime at night, it might be a little hotter than 85 degrees and you can't use it. So that's kind of the only negative that comes with the night vision assist. It's a cool feature. It's just sometimes it's too hot in Texas at night.
Well, that's a good piece of information. I didn't know that.
Really exactly what it's going to look like. And they do a really good job with the colors, so you can kind of see the blues popping. Definitely purple when the sun hits it. You can change it to night if you want to, so you can kind of see the little bit differences. See how that looks a little bit more blue at night versus the purple.
Yeah.
You can change your backgrounds if you want to see like what it would look like this. You kind of see that looks a little bit more purple depending. It's a really cool color because different angles shows different if it's going to be blue or if it's going to be purple.
All right. Looks good.
Yeah, and then we can go to the interior. And this is going to actually show the deviated stitching now, which is cool. So before, when you did deviated stitching, it wouldn't show it on the configurator. Now it does. So you can kind of see how cool it blends in with everything when you did the chalk, like right here. Really does blend very well.
Yeah, I wish they allowed double deviated stitching, because on the chalk it's still chalk stitching.
Correct.
I wish you could do. Wish it was black on the chalk and then chalk on the black.
You can do that. It's just it's going to be going to special wishes.
Oh, special wish.
So it only the pricing I wouldn't know.
You have no idea, right?
No idea. No idea. So that's kind of the thing when you go to that route. It's just kind of.
But it is good to know that you could do that if you wanted to.
The sky's the limit when it comes to Porsche. So if you're willing to pay the money, they will do whatever you want.
The special wishes. That's good to know. I didn't know that. So you have to come into the dealership in order to.
You don't necessarily have to. It's just let's just say if you have an allocation for a vehicle and then you want to do some very specific things, we have to send in a request to the special wishes program,
right?
CXX program. And then if they accept it, then you'll be, I'll be involved, or you can be directly involved with the factory.
So would that be also for the headliner? Because I actually wish the headliner was like this.
Yeah, you can do. You
can do that.
Anything you want, they will do. So that's the cool thing.
Maybe next order around. Maybe there'll be a future order.
That could be could be a possibility if you want to do that. But yeah, it's a really cool program that they have. But again, it's not cheap. Right?
It's not cheap.
Not cheap.
All right.
But yeah, it looks, unless you see something you're missing, but I think you did pretty fantastic job of how you wanted to spec your car.
Nope, I don't think I've missed.
But yeah,
I would love 20-inch wheels, but I know I will regret it where I'm going to be driving the car.
And another thing you can always do is there's tons of takeoffs on the secondhand market, so you can always, if you wanted to buy a little bigger wheels, you can always do that. And they're not expensive by any means, so that's an option if you did want to do that.
Yeah, actually, I think I've seen 20-inchers on eBay.
Yeah, you'll see them around.
I guess is that people upgrading to 21s maybe, and that's why they're the 20s.
Sometimes they'll go aftermarket or something like that, so it just depends.
Because I think this car would look great with like the Neodyne wheels.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can always do that after, like powder coat them after the fact if you want to as well.
So do you have any resources here that would do that, like here in this Houston area?
Yeah. We have an in-house guy, and then we also have a company that if we need to.
Okay, so
and you can choose any color you want.
I guess you can give me that information, and I can put it in the description.
Yeah, exactly.
Those links.
Yeah.
And what about having the car PPF'd?
When it comes to PPF, I'm a big proponent of paint protection film.
So how would that work through here from the dealership?
So when the car comes in, depending on how much paint protection you want to do, I recommend at least the front. A lot of my clients do the full car. I did my full car just because you have no second guessing. It's just fully protected, right? So when the car comes in from once it arrives at the dealership, we'll get it PDI, which is PDI, so pre-delivery inspection. Once that's done, then we send it to Expel, who we're partnered with, and then they'll do it.
And so that'll be done like pre-delivery.
Correct.
And so how does that get just rolled right into the price of my vehicle?
Correct. Yeah. So depending on how much you want, that'll be right in the worksheet. Depending on how much.
Right.
Yeah. So you can do full front. We can do a custom to where you want certain, like full front, but then you want certain thing, the rear bumper. We can do kind of whatever you want.
Right. Because actually I called them and they wouldn't give me any pricing. They said, oh, you have to deal with the dealership.
Yeah. So we do so much volume with them. They're not going to, if you're buying it from us, they're going to have the same price.
Right. Right.
So, but there is other shops that we use as well. So we have one a little bit south of Houston if you did want to use them. So we can accommodate.
Okay. So the end result is that the car will be PPF.
It'll be PPF before you drive off.
Before I even actually take delivery of the car. It'll be part of the build package. Okay, well that's great to know.
Yeah, that's how we typically like to do it, just because I've had clients take home a car, get a rock chip, and it's never going to be the same.
Now, have you published any of the pricing, like what it would cost for the front or the whole car?
I don't. We haven't published anything, but I believe the front is $22,999. I think it ranged from $27.99 to $29.99 depending on the car. I think this one will probably be $27.99. Now the full car, that's going to be something where I think that's going to be right around the 10 grand mark.
Okay.
So it just depends. Obviously, if it's a little like a Cayenne, it might be a little bit more than that. But this is all Expel, so we're not using 3M or anything like that.
Right. So when you say the full car, is that doing the roof?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah. So we won't do the glass, obviously the glass roof, but we'll do the front. Anywhere there's paint, we're going to be covering.
And how about tinting the windows also?
So that's the same. Expel does the same thing. So if you did want tint, we get the tint done and the PPF done before you even take the roof.
Okay, so that's all great to know for the viewers. Anybody who's going to be buying a car here in Porsche of North Houston.
Yep.
It's a one-stop
shop.
And
Expel's right up the road, like literally not even a mile away. So they come pick up the cars, they get it done, and they get it back to us. Depending on like a full front, probably 2 to 3 business days with tint. Now the full car, probably about 5 business days. It's just very labor intensive.
All right. Well, great job.
Yeah. Good.
Well, made it back. More traffic on the way home. What a fantastic dealership that was. And what a great guy Cyrus is. So if you're in the Houston area, reach out to Cyrus. He seems like a really knowledgeable guy with options. That's a rare thing to find. And man, some of the cars that they had there at that dealership were pretty impressive. So thanks for watching. Now the car is supposed to be here sometime end of April, beginning of May. And I'll probably just post updates to that build. And supposedly once it gets on a production line through the Porsche app, I'll get photos of the car actually on the production line. So once again, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.